It's warm again, and soon we'll be going to the swimming pool, cannonballing in and splashing everyone around us. The swimming pool, epitome of childhood and happiness, some of my greatest memories. Have you ever sat on the edge of a swimming pool, your feet dangling in the water, staring as you see the water rock back and forth? It seems like an escape from the heat around you. For a long time, I stared at swimming pools, and even longer ago, in 8th grade, I stared at a filled bathtub for 32 minutes. Now, rarely when you look at a swimming pool, do you think about how it drains. For those 32 minutes, all I could think about was the drain at the end of the tub. The fact that by one simple action, by pulling it up and twisting it slightly, I could watch as all of the water drained away. The fact that by one simple action, one step forward, I could wash away my own life, could watch as everything that I had defined to be myself disappeared behind that black, eternal darkness behind the drain. What I had defined to be myself had always seemed immovable, impenetrable. And what shocked me was how simple it seemed to lose it all. After 32 minutes of staring, I leaned forward, picked up the drain and twisted it slightly, and sat there watching as every last droplet drained away. Going back to that same bathroom now and looking at that same bathtub now, there would be no evidence that it had been filled 5 years ago. Those 32 minutes and everything that happened within them, everything they have meant to me, exist only in my memory. I want to tell you a quick story about one of my friends. Now, I had a tough second semester last year, from falling grades to relationship issues to my grandfather's death in January. You could guess it wasn't going to be very fun. And for me, that image of the drain seemed to pop up more and more each day. On this particular night, I had my friend over, and we were watching Dread, that really bad new version with extremely excessive violence, just to laugh at how bad it was. And as we did this, the walls and everything around me seemed to close into this darkness. My light and my vision seeming nothing more than a pinhole into a view of death and gore. I felt like I was losing control of who I wanted to be in that moment. Nobody likes to feel like we're losing control. Nobody enjoys to feel like that glass on the edge of the table, one breath or draft away from falling, one step away from oblivion. So in my last clutch for sanity, I turned to my friend and I said, "I'm going to die alone, won't?" And he interrupted me. And he said with the most calm voice that I can ever imagine, "Tyler, look at me. Now look at the screen." And as I turned my head, he continued, "Tyler, you have me. You're safe. There's no reason to think about your death. Far sooner than that. The bad guy you see right now on that TV will die. And when that happens, wait till the next one. And then wait some more. Because every time you stop waiting for even a second, and you'll look at this chair, someone will be sitting here waiting with you. And you'll be safe." The blackness and those walls seemed to fly apart. Like R2 from a trash compactor, he'd found the code to save me. We can't imagine how much it feels. And while I sat there silently watching with him for the rest of the night, I couldn't thank him. I can't thank him enough for taking that glass on the edge of the table and putting it somewhere a little more stable. However, there's something I've learned about that glass on the edge of the table since then. Inevitably, no matter how many times we pick it up, it will fall. It will stain the carpet, and the mess may truly never come out. But if you stare at that mess, as I did sitting on the edge of that pool, and as I did for those 32 minutes, and as I did for that whole night with my friend, you'll notice something you may not have before. On top of that mess are ice cubes, slowly melting. And you'll notice that the ice cube that melts the slowest is the one somehow attached to 5 others. We do better as we work together. More importantly, we melt slower. And I now, far overdue, would like to thank everyone that has stuck to my ice cube through the years, that has made my life that little bit happier each day, and has made my melting much slower. We all say thank you in our own way without even realizing it. That smile we give when our friend tells a kind of joke, that reassuring pat on the back we give when they've had a tough day. It's your version of coming up here and saying thanks. Your version of taking one extra step away from that tub. We've all moved on in our lives, from college, from work, from friends. Soon, many of us will move on from high school. And as we move on, we realize that our ice cube that we've collected loses one, and another, until eventually we'll have only one, and we'll have to start over. But that's the exciting part at the same time. Maybe this time we can collect a few more. That glass of water, or whatever you enjoy to drink, sitting on the edge of the table is going to fall. And as we feel that last lurch to oblivion, as we feel the free fall, we're going to ask to ourselves, have I collected enough ice cubes? How slowly will I melt? Well, if there's one thing that I've learned from my 32 minutes staring at a filled bathtub, it doesn't matter how many are attached. If you drop an ice cube into the tub, it won't fit down the drain, and it will never be washed away.